Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. What I miss about USA while traveling in Europe in 2025. That's what we're gonna talk about in this video. And before we get started, I'd like to let you know that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad. Always through the link in the video description below. This is also where you can find lots of exclusive content on many different cities across the globe, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. With that being said, let's begin our discussion. I'm currently in Bulgaria, and this is not such a famous country. You may or may not know about it. It's in Eastern Europe, Southeastern Europe to be exact, and I'm in the capital city of Sofia. You can see these cool trams arriving and departing. They do know how to take care of their trams. I see a lot of older tram vehicles still being in regular city service. And for a transit lover, it certainly is a great destination because they have a lot of different trams for us to check out and enjoy riding. That's what I've been doing basically whole day today, is riding different kinds of trams. It was such a fun and unique experience. Check out this original Tatra. You can hear that squeaky sound of the engine. So cool. And then it's followed by a super modern, I believe it's a new Pesa tram from Poland. So you like the new tram, you can have that, but if you like the old tram, you can still catch that in Sofia in 2025. I do appreciate older transit vehicles because once they are gone, they are gone. And this might be the last couple of years or a year, I don't know how long, before they are completely out of service. So let's stop being distracted by these awesome trams and start talking about the topic of this video. So the number one thing that I miss about the United States and California is free water. You can get free water everywhere. You can get it at any fast food. You can just grab a cup, a water cup for free and refill it as many times as you want, and you never have to be thirsty, and it's never an issue. They also have a lot of water fountains in many different parts of the cities and parks and public areas, public spaces. United States is great with water and providing free water to its citizens. I moved to the United States a long time ago, and I was first kind of shocked and grateful, and then I just started taking it for granted, as many of us do, and I forgot how valuable it is that you are able to get water anywhere you want for free, as much as you want. Even when you go to a restaurant, you can just ask them for a glass of water and they'll give it to you, and they're not going to charge you for it. Unfortunately, that is not the case in many European destinations, especially Western Europe, but also not so much in Eastern Europe. It depends on the country, on the city. They do have some exceptions. They have some water fountains at some locations, but not everywhere. And also they have water stations at some restaurants, some fast food places, but also not everywhere. You kind of have to look for it. If you know the spot, if you're lucky, then you're good. But for most of us, if we are exploring, we have to either bring our own water or buy it at supermarkets, or pay for it. If we are going to McDonald's, we have to pay for water. It's ridiculous. And so this is the number one thing that I miss, because I like to drink water. I like to stay hydrated, especially when the weather is hot like it is right now in Sofia. So that part I really miss a lot. Another thing I miss is, guess what? Free toilets. We have free public restrooms in the United States in many different locations, parks. Also, usually it's not an issue to go and use a toilet at McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or Five Guys or whatever it is. Any chain, usually they're not gonna really be bothered if you go and use the toilet. Whereas in many European countries, even if you are a paying customer, believe it or not, you still have to use the toilet. I mean, you still have to pay for using the toilet in the exact same place. Even if you have the receipt, you have to pay separately for using the toilet. It's kind of like a privilege. It costs around €1, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, but it's not free, unfortunately. And this applies to many different countries, many different cities throughout Europe. In some places it's a little bit worse, like in Italy. You can basically forget about free toilets completely. And in some countries it's a little bit better because you can still find it in some locations, maybe less touristy places. In the United States, it's never an issue. You can always find free toilets, and there's no such thing as paying for a toilet. I don't remember any places in the United States where they charge you to use a toilet. Really interesting. But definitely I'm super grateful for that in the United States. Now, for me, honestly, this is about it. Those are the two main things that I miss. I don't miss much of anything else, but there are some things that you might miss, or generally people might miss. And one of those things is space. In the United States, you have more space, whether it's for general personal space or a space for driving. It's going to be a lot more room for you because the United States is such a huge country, and many cities are designed in a way that would allow you to drive comfortably, wider roads, more lanes, more space for cars, more space for parking, and it's a lot easier to get around by driving in the United States. I do have a car in the United States, but I prefer to use public transportation or walk, which is why for me actually I prefer the European layout because it's a lot easier to get around on foot. Pedestrians are often prioritized over cars, and it's something that I certainly appreciate. Also, I like taking transit. You can see a lot of trams here, and it's definitely a lot easier to use transit in in Europe than in the United States. And this applies to walking too. But when it comes to driving, if you want to drive, it's definitely going to be a disadvantage in Europe, and it's definitely the United States is going to give you a better experience for driving, I think. And that's one of the things that you might miss once you start traveling in Europe. Other than that, in terms of the architecture, Europe wins by far. And in terms of things to do and all the activities and places to see and explore, Europe wins as well. In terms of museums and entertainment, concerts, things like that, I think Europe also probably wins. So for the most part, I'm really grateful to be able to explore Europe, both Western Europe and Eastern Europe and Central Europe. And I would like to encourage you to do the same, because our human psychology is designed in a way that we always think that where we are at is usually best. And unfortunately or fortunately, that is not always the case. I'm not trying to say that the grass is always greener on the other side. That's also not the case, but it's good to broaden your horizons and expand your reach a little bit and try to be a little bit open-minded and explore other places, because there are a lot of really great places that are definitely fun to explore, but they are also very enjoyable to live in, and they might make you happier, or they might make you feel more fulfilled and just have a better experience. This kind of issue with the water and the toilets. It is kind of a big deal, but it's also not the most important thing. I'm willing to pay this price for everything else I get in exchange for that. So with that being said, we just reached a pretty busy intersection here. I'm still exploring Sofia. It's just the beginning of my trip, so I'll be making a lot more videos. Yeah, absolutely.
Hello.
Hello.
Have
Yeah,
a good night.
thank you. Yeah, I just got here very recently, and I'm still figuring out where everything is. But keep in mind that at the end of my trip in Bulgaria, I'll be making a final verdict video comparing Bulgaria with other countries to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip and how to make the best out of your experience. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate you being a part of the Transit Nomad family and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.